Who's actually going to get the most out of a heavy-duty barber chair, and who can safely walk away? Is it worth shelling out for a $1, 200-plus piece of salon furniture if you're just starting out? Or does the price only make sense for an established shop that can afford to upgrade every station? If you're on the fence, the answer probably hinges on how you plan to use the chair day to day, how much weight you need it to support, and whether the extra recline angle will actually improve your client experience. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I first started looking at barber chairs, I kept hearing the same two warnings. Cheap plastic frames can wobble after a few weeks, and low-capacity hydraulic pumps can start leaking, leaving you with a stuck seat and an angry client. Those concerns made me dig a little deeper into what a heavy-duty chair really means in a real shop. The Berkeley Sherman model advertises a 660-pound weight limit, a 27-inch base diameter, and a hydraulic pump that's supposedly built for constant use. On paper, those numbers look impressive, but the practical side is what matters when you have a client in the chair for a half-hour haircut or a full-hour shave. Let's talk about the shop layout first. Most barbershop owners arrange their stations in a tight row, with each chair needing enough footprint to allow the barber to move around without stepping on the client's foot. The 27-inch base on this chair is noticeably wider than the average 22-inch bases you see on entry-level models. In a cramped shop that already feels like a puzzle, that extra width can actually be a blessing because it adds stability. The chair doesn't tip when you lean forward to trim a client's sideburns or when you push the recline back for a neck shave. I walked through a medium-sized shop with a 10-chair setup and placed the Sherman in the middle of a row. The chair sat firm, and the extra footprint didn't block the neighboring station's reach. If you have a spacious floor plan, the wider base isn't a problem at all, but in a tiny boutique you might need to plan your layout carefully to avoid crowding. Now, the hydraulic pump. That's the heart of any reclining chair, and the claim of heavy duty here is that it can handle the full 660-pound capacity without losing pressure over time. In real use, that means you can lean back for that classic 45-degree recline and still have a smooth, controlled motion. I tested the Recline on a friend who weighs about 190 pounds, and the chair settled into the angle without any sudden drops or jerky movements. The lever is positioned on the right side, which is standard for most barbers, so you don't have to relearn hand placement. The only practical downside is that the lever's travel is a bit longer than on lower-priced models. It takes a second or two extra to push it fully, which is barely noticeable, but worth noting if you're constantly flipping back and forth between a haircut and a facial. Seat comfort is another factor that often gets glossed over in product blurbs. The Sherman comes with a camel-colored leather upholstery that looks sleek in any modern salon. Leather does have the reputation of being hard at first, but it tends to break in after a few weeks of use. In a real-world scenario, you'll have clients sitting for anywhere from 10 minutes for a trim to an hour for a full service. The seat cushion width is generous enough to accommodate larger clients without them feeling squeezed, and the leather's low-maintenance surface resists spills from hair products or water from rinses. One practical observation: leather can get warm in a hot shop, so if your air conditioning struggles on summer days, the seat may feel a bit sticky after an hour. A simple solution is to keep a small, breathable cover handy for especially warm days, something many barbers do with any leather chair. Armrests on the Sherman are inside dimension style, meaning they're tucked close to the seat rather than extending outwards. That design helps keep the overall width down, but it also means the armrests don't provide as much lateral support for clients who like to rest their arms while they're being trimmed. If you frequently do detailed work that requires your client's arms to stay out of the way, like precise lineups or intricate beard sculpting, you might find the armrests a bit limiting. On the other hand, for standard cuts and shaves, the minimal armrest profile actually makes it easier for the barber to position tools without the client's elbows hitting a bulky arm. It's a trade-off that depends on the services you offer most. So, who should consider buying this chair? First, any barber who already has a steady flow of clients and is looking to upgrade from a budget model that's starting to show wear. The weight capacity alone makes it a safe bet for shops that serve a diverse clientele, including larger men and even occasional senior clients who need extra support. If you